And we're live, Mr. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, like if you don't respond to me within a nanosecond, I'm like,
I get it. I'm sorry, Rach. I'm sorry. Yeah. For me, I was excited. You like we do. You are so fast. You're way too fast.
Oh my God, I know, and it's something that I made myself wrong for. But we are going to talk about something today that, first of all, you become an Access X-Men facilitator.
Yeah. Yes.
Boom, 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 boom. Yep. And you're one of the people that I function very different. And it took me a long time to get the...
Really?
Oh my God, this is so much fun, actually, because I think we see each other so different, but yet we don't see ourselves different. Does that make sense?
Yeah. For me, it does. Yeah.
So, oh my God, this is so cool. I never even thought about this before we came on. So when we're together, we have this ability where we ask each other questions in our head, and then we answer out loud. And for us, it's very normal. And other people are like, huh? Like if I'm in your house, I can just look at like, oh, I'd like a drink. And then you're like, would you like a drink, right? Yeah. So Access X-Men communicate in a very different way.
Yeah, you could say that again. Yeah, and actually it's like they're not communicating like people think you should and have to do it in this reality through words. So for instance, when I'm on my little spot on my couch, I love it, and Bianca's asking me for a drink, then most of the times I answer her in my head. That's totally normal, right?
Yeah, and then by the time it gets to the third time, she's like, would you like a drink? And you're like, are you kidding me? I said yes 3 times.
Exactly. Yeah. So like 6 months ago, for me, it was like, oh, and then it hit me. It was like Bianca was the whatever person who told me that, Bert, you didn't give an answer. But for me, I already gave the answer like 3 times in my head. And then it hit me like 6 months really ago. And I was like, oh, holy shit balls. I do it in my head, but I don't give the answer in words. So now Bianca just sometimes asks, okay, can you give me an answer in this reality? And use some words. Yeah, I know it's a lot of effort to use your words. I know, but just if you can do it, please, that makes it a little bit easier. And for me, it's like, no, that's not easy. It's easy when we're just communicating like this. Who's the weird one now?
It's so funny. My eldest daughter, she'll be like, Mom, you didn't use words. And I'm like, so a lot of the times we don't communicate verbally because there's so much awareness going on. And we were talking about this. One of the things that I would have struggled with until I acknowledged how different I was, is that I would be downloading so much information, like so much energy, so much information. And even now, the wind, I can hear the wind picking up and rolling through my body. It's like, woo. So there's so much information, like 1,000 televisions going on. And then you have to take one information, and you said it's like putting it through a fire hose.
Yeah, putting all the energy of the universe through a straw. It's like almost impossible, but yeah, let's try it.
And that's the part whereby the Access X-Men tools allowed me to meet me. It'll like, have you actually met you? And I didn't even recognize, I thought everyone was like that level of awareness, that you'd walk into a room, you'd know what this person would want to eat, you'd know what this person would drink, you know what this person wants to hear. And then someone said, you do recognize that other people don't function like that, and
well, actually, when we started the conversation and you were talking about for us, it's normal to perceive other people's universes and think that it's us.
Oh,
And
yes.
and then the question you just asked, have you ever actually met you? So for us, it's really normal to know what other people want and to know what they think, etc. But who are we really in this equation?
Oh my God. And honestly, I would say up until I really started taking a look at the way I functioned and was invited to take a look at, I literally became other people's projections. This is something that we perceive other people's reality so intensely that we actually think it's ours. And I had this beautiful friend of mine, Emil, and he came and he did an X-Men class. I love you, Emil, if you're watching the replay of this.
Yeah, he's cool.
And he's so cool. I just love him to bits. And he said to me, yeah, I do perceive other people's realities intensely. And he's like, and
You
now
can say
what?
that again.
And then he puts his hands like this and he went, and now what? You know,
Yeah.
like
So?
I know. And so basically, and the now what is, are you acknowledging that you perceive other people's projections so intensely that you think they are you? And I'm going to give you an area that I perceived other people's projections. So for me, I would perceive my mother's financial reality or her reality with her body, and I would actually think that was my reality, and then I would play that out. So I was actually creating my life from other people's points of views that I was picking up, because we pick up everything from the ethers. And this is where we have to, like, one of my favorite tools from Access Consciousness is this relevant? Is this my reality? You know? And this is where, for me, the thing that changed the most for me, two things in Access, was the body work and the X-Men classes, because the X-Men classes got me to recognize that I was generating and creating my life like a paper mache, you know, like a doll, and I was just literally replicating other people's realities. And I didn't even meet me. I did not meet me until, you know, I want to say 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's so funny when you talking about this, because there are a lot of things that comes up for me. So for me, how do you do a relationship? So with the relationship,
no,
I have,
that's a 1-day class. That's a 3
we can go in there. We can go in there. We're X-Men. We're fast. We can do this.
Like, honestly, X-Men in relationship.
Woo!
You would pick up the other people's points of views, like you're like this giant Sputnik, you know?
Who am I here? Where am I in this relationship? Okay, yeah. Oh, you would like to have this and this and this. Of course, I'll do that for you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Exactly.
We give ourselves up so fast and so quickly. And I for me, one of the greatest gifts that I've ever given myself is spend some time on my own, so that
Wow. Well, that's a cool thing that you mentioned it. For me, it was like normal to be in a group, because I thought that was me, but I didn't recognize that was the I perceived the information of other people. But what my body really required was like some off time, just be on my own for like, and not for like a week or 2 weeks, no, just for like an hour or like 1.5 hours, just reading a book or just laying on the couch, whatever. And then my body was fine again, and then I could go out again. But for me, that took like 27 years. So it was really fast. Yeah.
So we are inviting you to get your ass to an X-Men class. Like, there's facilitators all over the world. Wondrous Takako, you've the girls in Japan, you've Diva Diaz, Genius in Australia, you've Sulwyn Jones. We're also facilitating classes. And one of the things we would like you to know is, if you're an X-Men, you've got to make this tool, is this your best friend? Is this mine? Is this relevant? Because you literally are downloading 1,000 people's realities, their needs and wants, and we're brilliant at gifting people what they want and what they desire. What we're not brilliant at, and took me some time to navigate, is where am I in this? Where am I in my living? What is it that's going to work for me, you know?
So what if you start with that question? And I know you always have that like little post-its in your pocket. So what if you just have a little post-it and just write it, is this mine? And just have it in your pocket all the time for like just start with 30 days. Just start with 30 days. And if you just,
Totally.
and just every time you think, oh, this is really intense, just ask the question, is this truly mine?
Yeah. And you said something, let's leave with this. X-Men have an intensity of being. People go, oh my God, it's so intense. That's just part of X-Men reality, folks. And we have an intensity of being, like, we'll sense the wind on our arms, and we'll sense the subtlety of a bird flying past. We'll sense the beauty of a peacock. And even as I'm saying these, do you go to images? My friend Sabina is frying eggs at the moment. We'll sense the crackling of the egg. I love that sound. We'll sense the smell of the coriander. We'll sit down to eat. So if we have all these massive senses, we'll also sense when your mother is sad, when your kid is upset, even if she's in Malta, when your mom is upset, even if she's 2,000 miles away. So we have this massive perceiving reality, and nobody tells us about it until they do, because it's so different and it is so out of the box, and it is made so wrong that you have this massive perception all the time. Yeah,
absolutely. So if this relates to you, just get your ass to an X-Men class.
Yeah, for you. And we'll finish with this. Have you actually met you? Because when I met me, and when I met you, and when you met you, our lives just like
they really changed.
They really changed. Yep. Yeah. They really, really, really changed in a way that X-Men's reality is about, like, generosity of spirit and contributing to someone's living. And to be gifted to from you. And for me, you receive a lot from me. That gifting and receiving, X-Men reality is one of the most beautiful things in the world. And I just want to really thank you for that.
Yeah, well, that's for us, it's almost normal, but that was the one thing I made wrong for as well. So yeah. So thank you for that acknowledgement, and it tears me up a little bit because of that. And it's like so cool to have a friend, and I know I have more friends like that acknowledge my capacities more and more and more. So yeah, what have you made wrong for? If you watch this, what have you made wrong for? That's actually an ability. So yeah.
And we can genuinely finish this Facebook Live believing that we genuinely believed we were totally fucked up.
Yep, true story. Yeah, I thought that for like 38 years, I think. So 4 years ago, things changed when this came into my life, these tools and this information. Yeah.
And you, as my friend, you are not fucked up. You are one of the most phenomenal generators, creators. My goodness me, the way you can perceive, the way you know. And this is what this is about. So if you're out there and you're like, oh, I'm so fucked up, I'm so wrong, I'm a square peg in a round hole, you're not. There is a strength and a capacity that you have, and an ability to be and do and create something different. And this is a massive capacity. You've got to, though, get the information in the way you function. And guess what? You're not as fucked up as you think you are. I have to tell myself that every day.
Yeah. For like the next 365 years.
I was going to like 365 billion years.
Oh, billion, sorry. Yeah, the billion, yeah. Exactly.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Rach, for being in my life.
Thanks for watching, and we hope this information contributes to you, and thank you for being in my life. Mwah.
Thank you.
Mwah. Mwah. Mwah.
Bye-bye.